Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video we will be picking up and continuing from part 1. So if you've not watched the solving set for part 1, you can go watch it because this video is a continuation of the questions we began in the BECE 2010 part 1 set. So we continue. With question 11, we are to find the value of 124.3 plus 0.275 plus 74.06 and correct our answer to one decimal place. Obviously, this is basically decimal addition, so I have my 124.3 positioned 0.275, 0 and 74.06. Now you realize that I align my answers or my numbers in relation or with respect to where the decimal point is. Yes. Hence, to begin the calculation, we have 5, we write 5, then we have 7 plus 6, 13. So 3, carry forward 1, then 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6. We put our point there, there's no carry forward. Then we have 4 plus 4, 8, 2 plus 7, 9, and then 1. Our answer is 198.635. The last bit is to correct it to one decimal place. In correcting our answer to one decimal place, what do we know about correcting answers to decimal places? What we know is, in this case with one decimal place, we're going to take the 6 and also look at 3. If 3 is less than 5, then 6 remains as our one decimal place. However, if we had 5 or a number that was greater than 5, like 6 or 7, then our answer to one decimal place would have been 198.7 instead of 198.6. But here, as in the case that 3 is lesser than 5, there is no carry forward of 1 to 6, so we maintain it as 198.6. Question 12. BECE and QUESE are 12 and 8 years old respectively. They share 60 mangoes in the ratio of their ages. How many mangoes does AC get? So first off, we're going to find out the ratio of their ages. That is the ages of AC to QUESE. AC is 12 and QUESE is 8. 12 to 8, when we reduce it, is going to be 3:2. So now that we found the ratio of their ages, because we're using ratio and proportion to try and find our answer, we now also know and are aware that they're sharing 60 mangoes. So they're not just sharing these 60 mangoes, but they're also sharing it in the ratio of their ages. What we're going to do is we're going to find the sum of the ratio of their ages, which is 3 plus 2 is 5, and find out the fraction of 60 that belongs to AC. To find out the fraction of 60 that belongs to AC, we're going to put AC's ratio of 3 over 5. AC's part is 3 out of that 5, hence the fraction 3 out of 5. And we multiply it by 60 to find the amount of mangoes that AC gets. And our answer is 36. 12C. Question 13. It takes 6 students 1 hour to sweep their school compound. How long will it take 15 students to sweep the same compound? So here we also see some sort of proportion, concept around ratio and proportion going on, but specifically inverse proportion, yes. Because in this case or in this situation, right, what is going to happen is not in the normal form of, ratio and proportion where if you have 5:10 and you're looking for, let's say, how much 10 is, but you know that, let's say, 5 is, let's say, 30 pieces, you can easily use the ratio and proportion to find out the amount of pieces that belong to 10. Now, with this example, what's going to happen is if we have 6 students using 1 hour to sweep their school compound, if you think about this logically, how long will it take 15 students to sweep the same compound? 15 students are going to take lesser time to sweep the same compound. Well, what I am going to do is I'm going to find out how long it takes one student to sweep the compound. And when I find this, I'm going to use that to find how long it would take 15 students to sweep the same compound. So it would take one person, right, the amount of time combination it would have taken the 6 students. So for the 6 students, they spend 1 hour to do the work, which is basically 60 minutes. But now, if it's just one person doing that same work, that person is going to do the workload that each of those 6 students would have done within the time period before. Whereas in this case, that will become 6 times 60 minutes because each student would have done 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, so that they are all done. All the 6 of them would have been done by that 60 minutes or that 1 hour time period. But now, because it's not 6 people any longer, the one person is doing the job of 6 persons with all their time scheduled. So we actually going to multiply 6 times 60 to find out how long it will take one person, which is 360 minutes. Now that we know that it will take one person 360 minutes, right, to do the same job that 6 students would have done in 60 minutes, what we're going to do now is use this to find out how long 15 students would work on the same compound. And we'll get our answer by dividing 360 minutes by 15. Yes, because now 15 students will be sharing, it's like this 360 minutes that one person is doing on their own, when 15 come on board, so let's say 14 come and join that one person, making them 15, they're each going to take a cut out of that 360 minutes because each of them is doing something at one point in time. So if the work is such that they have to sweep the floor, wipe the floor, clean here, clean there, scrub the wall, like it's all part of the work that needs to be done on that compound, one person doing each job would have taken 1 hour per each job. But now, because there are 15 persons, whilst one person is doing this, another person is doing this something similar, but they're all using the same amount of time. So if before one person would have finished sweeping and now is going to wipe, so after sweeping 1 hour has gone by, now wiping another hour will go by, now doing this, because there are 15 persons, at that point in time, right, work is being done by someone. And so it's like the workload is just being divided. The more people that come, the lesser time they will spend working on the compound. And so you realize that when 15 students come on board, now we have 24 minutes being spent on working on the compound, because larger numbers means lesser work. Then we have for question 14, a housing agent makes a commission of 103,500 cedis when he sells a house for 690,000 cedis. We are to calculate the percentage of his commission. To do this, what we're going to do, we're going to find the fraction of the commission over the total sale price of the house, which is 103,500 divided by 690,000 cedis. Now, when we do our, breakdowns and our cuts, we're going to get 3 out of 20 times 100. Yes. And 20 goes into 100 how many times? 5 times. So 3 times 5 will give us 15%. And our answer for question 14 will be A. For question 15, a simple interest of 37,500 cedis is earned on an amount of 500,000 cedis for 3 years. We have to find the rate of interest per annum. We're going straight to simple interest. That's the conversation or the topic for this question. So what's the formula for simple interest? The formula for simple interest is principal times rate times time. Okay, so once we figured that out, what are we doing next? We have 37,500, which is a simple interest, and we'll equate it to 500,000 cedis, the principal, that's the amount that is put in, times the rate, which is unknown, so we'll make rate R, times 3 years, and find the rate of interest per annum. Divide each side by 500,000. That way we get rid of the 500,000, leaving us with 3R on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, we break it down to get 15 out of 2, which is basically 7.5, but we're going to use it in its improper fraction form, or in this form. which is 15 out of 2, equals to 3r, because we have 3 times r, divided by 3. And then what? With the 15 out of 2, also divided by 3. We're going to make it 15 out of 2 times 1 out of 3, making our answer 15 over 2 times 1 out of 3. We do our cancellations and our multiplication. 3 will go into 15 5 times. We have 5 divided by 2, making our final answer equals to 2.5, which is 2.5%, 15D. For question 16, we have to simplify 8x squared y to the power 3 times 3 over 8x y to the power 4. Now, with powers of numbers, once we are multiplying, what are we told? We are told that the powers of the numbers would be added in the case of multiplication, and in the case of division, they would be subtracted. So let's apply this. First off, we're going to try and group common labels or common elements together. So we have the numbers, which is 8 times 3 out of 8. We group it on one side. Because it's multiplication, we can afford to group and still maintain the multiplication within and not really affect the answer. With 8 times 3 out of 8, 8 will cancel the bottom 8, leaving us with 3. Yes, but we have 3 now, x to the power 2 plus 1. Yes, x to the power 2 plus 1 and y to the power 3 plus 4. If you observe or you understand where the power of indices are coming from in the sense of addition. And now our answer will be 3x to the power 3, y to the power 7, making our answer 16A. And finally, for question 17, the score of 10 students in an examination are given as follows. So we have 45, 12, 75, 81, 54, 51, 24, 67, 19, and 39. We have to find the median of the scores, which is basically the middle number. So we're first going to organize the numbers I have mentioned, the numbers of the scores of the 10 students in order of increasing form. Yes, and that's what you can see here. Then we're going to start canceling out from the side so that we can get to the middle and find out what the middle number is. Now, when we get to the middle, we have 45 and 51. To find the median, we're going to add them and divide by 2. So we're basically going to find the average, and that average will be the median of the scores. 45 plus 51 divided by 2 will give you 48. Question 18. A pie chart is to be drawn from the data in the following table. We are asked what will be the value of the angle of the sector for maize. Okay, so for the value of the angle of the sector for maize, we have 35% for maize. We're going to find 35% of the total angle of a circle, because pie charts are drawn in circle and the total angle of a circle is 360 degrees. So it means that the angle for maize will be 35% of that 360 degrees, which will give us 35 out of 100 times 360, and our answer will be 126 degrees. So when we draw a pie chart, according to the percentage distribution we have here, which says that maize is 35%, the angle for maize on the pie chart that will be drawn should be 126 degrees, which is 18A. Then we have question 19. 18 cards are numbered from 11 to 29. If one card is chosen at random, what is the probability that it contains the digit 2? So what are we going to do here? We are going to list out every number that has 2 and is found between 11 to 29, and that's 12, 20, from 21 to 29, every single number between them, including 21 and 29, has 2 in it. So we add all of that, and we're going to have 11 numbers with the digit 2 in them. And so basically, in terms of probability, we would have 11 over the total amount of numbers we're looking at. So there was an error here. If you carefully count, 11 to 29, it's actually 19 numbers involved instead of 18, but the closest answer we have here is D. So I think this would be a bonus question in such a situation, but the answer will be 11 out of 19. We have to find the value of x. So we have if x over 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. I make 4 the denominator and 1 will go into 4 times. So we'll have x plus 4 over 4. The next move will be to get rid of the 4. To get rid of the 4, I'll have to multiply 4 on the right hand side and on the left hand side. You see that it cancels out. And for the other hand side, we have 5 times 4, which is 20. We'll have x plus 4 is equals to 20. Our final answer being x is equals to 20 minus 4, which is 16. And hence our answer for 20 will be D. We've come to an end of part 2 of this video set. So as you know, we proceed to part 3 and 4 and we keep going and moving. But yes, hope you enjoyed the video and hope it was helpful for you.